Hello and welcome back. After a rather long delay, let's jump into Master Your Mindset. I'm Leila Gardiner. I'm pleased to be back to share the last segment. Congratulations for making it this far. How are you doing? What ideas have jumped out at you? What habits have you implemented? Or which ones would you like to? Grab your pen and paper and take note. Days 26 to 28, which is the last segment. Empowering thoughts, which is divided into three components. Number 1, reframing thoughts. Number 2, gratitude practices. Number 3, inner champion cultivation. Number 1, reframing thoughts. Shakespeare's insight into human behaviour was rather profound. In many ways, he could be considered a psychologist. A quote from Hamlet, which you've probably heard. There is nothing neither good or bad, but thinking makes it so. An experience, opinion, or thought process in which we perceive as reality is our truth, and then becomes a fact and a truth. Realizing this and seeing it as a version of events from our perspective, and challenging whether it's negative or positive, can prove impossible when we're trying to change the negative to the positive. So instead of negative or positive thinking, seeing our perception as an onlooker, observing it as it is, rather than accepting it as face value, which can prove unhelpful. As Rumi says, out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in the grass, the world is too full to talk about ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. And on that note, we can step out of judgment of right and wrong doings of our own thoughts, connecting with them as thoughts, as observations, and observing them as observations, our viewpoint in that moment. And if we don't like the frame, we can reframe our thinking if it's not helpful, especially as many of us, myself included, often fall into the happiness trap, thinking that we always need to be thinking positive, and having the pressure that our thoughts are not always positive, or deemed as positive or right and welcomed. Instead of seeing negative thoughts, so to speak, unhelpful thoughts, for example, I am stressed, depressed, or a failure, I am feeling stressed, or I am experiencing stress in this area of my life. Question to ponder: what is your dearest wish? What holds you back from achieving it? And importantly, what 3 action steps can you take today to get closer to your goal, actioning steps with your thoughts? And practice. What 3 ways can you reframe unhelpful thoughts of today? And now we're going on to point number 2, gratitude practices. Focusing on gratitude beyond it being a lovely thing to do can prove a happiness booster and enhance mastering our mindset. Robert Emmons defines gratitude as a sense of wonder, thankfulness, and appreciation for life. He's studied the science of happiness, and in his book Thanks proves how happiness needs to be cultivated to boost the world's happiness, our own happiness, and overall. It helps us savour good moments and neutralise negative emotions. The importance of gratitude has long been recognised and a key component of most religions, including Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and so forth. The concept of gratitude is widespread and highly regarded in many cultures, and its value is being demonstrated in society. Today, many of us parents, from a very young age, teach our children to express gratitude, and many nations have holidays devoted to the expression of gratitude. So why do we need to consistently and persistently practice gratitude? Because they enable us to have more powerful, happy thoughts. The science is solid. Your best life, breaking the cycle. The power of gratitude has been documented in many medical journals. It's not the big events in our life that are going to make us happy or sad in a lasting way. It's the daily events, the situations and interactions in which we can choose to find joy or suffering. It's easy to find fault or be the critic, but thinking about things in the way that can really grind us down is not helpful. And we can make a helpful mantra for ourselves to give thanks to the situation or the learning. It can help us to reduce a lot of unnecessary self-induced suffering for events that we don't always welcome. It's a lot easier said than done, for sure, but the practice we can learn to think about situations in which we can put a lid on the suffering and help us find more joy in unexpected places. And in three components, we can write down our gratitudes for the people we're grateful for, the places that we're grateful for, the events in our life. And you can do this daily, weekly, time-table it into your journal. When is a good practice to do this? And note your happiness levels increasing. And even during your daily practice, feeling that grateful flow. We do also have a 28-day gratitude practice. If you're wanting to do that course, get in touch and we can share that with you too. Number 3, cultivating your inner champion. So as we're coming to the conclusion of this course, well done for doing this, and cultivate that inner champion instead of trying to reason with the inner critic. Each day, the invitation is there to take 5 minutes to speak out loud and write down what is right about you, what is going well for yourself. No buts allowed, no modifying of the goodness. And feel free to share, comment here, or get in touch. Really helpful exercise to do instead of comparing ourselves to others, learning from others, and seeing what's going well in our own life can prove to be a very helpful, empowering thought exercise for ourselves. It can also bring to light core values, experiences, and this can become a keystone habit to cultivate every single day. In the same way as we brush our teeth on a daily basis, we feel the benefit. If we cultivate our inner champion, take steps to master our mindset on a daily, nightly practice, then our highs can feel higher and our lows can feel higher, and we can bounce back to a happier mindset. After all, we can't control the weather. Certain circumstances are outside of our control. However, the way we respond with mastering our mindset can prove empowering for us. And that concludes this course. Feel free to share what ideas have jumped out at you from today or overall, and keep going strong. If you found this helpful, start again at day 1, or perhaps randomly select one of the days and do those. Every best wish, and bye for now.